All right, let's go. As if Mondays don't suck enough, we got the Bears fucking up everything. On days like this, it feels like my morning cup of coffee is all that I have to look forward to.
How would you like it?
Like I like my women, black and full of cream.
My plan was to grow my crypto portfolio to $100,000 this year. And as of today, I'm only $174,000 away.
Great success.
We know that life is all about choices. Some people like shaved pussy, other people like it unshaved. But when it comes to crypto, it feels like we just can't catch a break. During times like this, I'm just grateful that I can still go out and buy groceries. Who cares if I can't afford to have the restaurant cook my steak before I eat it? I'm just thankful that I still have a job.
I lost my job today. Why? Because of MAGAs. Because of Trump and his garbage and those disgusting MAGAs. Thank you. I hope you all suffer because you deserve it.
How did you even audition for this job anyway? Did the ad in the paper say, hey guys, we're looking for retards, and you just showed up looking all serious and quiet and retarded? Or how did it go?
So, as always, we got a lot to talk about. From the XRP Conference in Las Vegas, to fitness experts that sweat canola oil. We'll even get an update from Scott Bessent on inflation.
When we were here in March, you said there was going to be big inflation. There hasn't been any inflation. Actually, the inflation numbers are the best in 4 years. So why don't you just shut the fuck up and just say thank you, President Trump, for once?
You all know that I never hold back on answering the tough questions.
Which one of you is from the New York Times? You know there's only two genders, right? There's only two genders, and they know that in Iowa. I challenge the New York Times reporter and the Washington Post reporter to try to milk a cow and then try to milk a bull and see how that goes.
Most of you will like it. Some of you will cry and want to fight me. But my answer to all of you is the same.
This is how we do it.
So it doesn't matter if you got arrested for stealing Harry Sisson's wiener, or if you treat Church's chicken like a buffet lunch. This is a safe space for all pronouns, just as long as you're not a Nazi. Check this out, an interesting message from Brad.
Look, the Bitcoin community is not our enemy. They really are not. If they do well, we're going to do well. We might do better. It's just like, it's not a zero-sum game. And I think the one thing I learned, I was in Silicon Valley for 24 years. The one thing you learn is tech is not a zero-sum game. We're going to grow the pie. And David Schwartz was up here yesterday talking about rewiring the entire banking system and what this looks like maybe in 10 years or 20 years. We underestimate how big that change is and how profound it is. And we get there by being collaborative and working together, not against each other.
And this is pretty big news right here from Chad Steingraber. Aramco, which is Saudi Arabia's largest oil company, is introducing a oil tokenization initiative through White Rock using blockchain technology on the XRP Ledger. And it's worth noting that Saudi Aramco is the 10th largest asset in the world by market cap, 60% larger than Tesla.
The last few years have been tough. You guys stuck with us, and it's not lost upon me how important this community is to Ripple's success, to the XRP ecosystem success. So a genuine heartfelt thank you to all of you also.
All right, let's take a look at some other top headlines.
Rest assured, tariffs are not going away. He has so many other authorities that even in the weird and unusual circumstance where this was taken away, we just bring on another or another or another. Congress has given this authority to the president, and he's going to use it.
With high school state championships taking place all over the country, Scott Jennings gives us an answer to a ridiculous problem.
You said this hasn't been studied enough to know that, look, we've got millions of years of study. Men and women are different, and that's why it's unfair to put boys in girls' sports.
Genuinely curious, any accommodations that are reasonable. You have a 16-year-old who wants to participate in sports. In your mind, is there any way that that can happen that is fair?
Have the people participate with their own biological sex. Boys in boys sports, girls in girls sports. It's worked for a very long time in this country.
The same mainstream media that couldn't stop calling Elon a Nazi for his hand gesture shockingly have nothing to say when Cory Booker does the same thing. But personally, I don't understand how they can ignore this.
Oh, I think he's going after Harvard because they hate America. I think he's going after Harvard because the people who come out of Harvard hate America. The Jewish students that are threatened every single day. The professors would rather support the Chinese Communist Party than this nation.
Millions of Americans are boycotting Target because they still haven't brought back their DEI policies. Let me tell you something. If you can't get a job at Target based on your own abilities, not even DEI can save your ass. The SEC says crypto staking on proof-of-stake networks does not involve securities. MSNBC primetime viewership plummets 41% in May. If only there were signs.
It's a wrap. I need a drink. I need a drink. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Well, speaking of the press, I do think that we've had maybe more executive orders than CNN has viewers.
Jim Acosta tells Jasmine Crockett that he thinks President Trump might arrest her.
It is sad that people are fearful and that they are looking at people like me and really scared because they know that there is a target on my back when you have the President of the United States who consistently drops my name.
Actually, Jasmine, what's sad and also quite ironic is that you assaulted a reporter who was asking you if you condone violence.
Everybody knows who Jasmine Crockett is right about now. And, well, let's just say she's got the attention of Doge after all the crap she's been talking about Elon. Elon posted on X the other day, "Well, Jasmine, I see that you make $174,000 a year, but in the 18 months that you've been in the House of Representatives, you have purchased a $5 million house in Texas. You have a $2.5 million lake house and another house you bought for $1.5 million.
Here is the new secret weapon of the Democrats to woo male voters.
As the saying goes, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu.
She went on to say, "I'm always at the table and I always order everything on the menu." All of a sudden, this guy isn't looking so bad.
We're the party of business. We're the party of the economy. We're the party that grows personal wealth.
Democrat influencers claiming Elon Musk has a drug problem.
Where are Elon Musk's regular drug use?
Also, Democrat influencers, "Hey, Hunter, can we get a picture?" On Joe Rogan's podcast, Bono claimed 300,000 people have died because of Doge. It's just hard to believe a guy who made 3 trips to Epstein Island. President Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping are expected to hold a phone call this week to discuss trade.
Do you want to reply to any of those reports, and also to the fact that there are some Democrats who are now questioning whether you should have run for re-election in the first place?
Why didn't they run against me then? Because I'd have beaten them.
Actually, Joe, it's because your party failed to hold a primary election. Elon Musk allegedly fathers his 14th child with a Japanese pop star.
I think you're the father of one of my kids.
Here we go again. You're the third woman this week. Look, I know all 5 of my baby mamas, and you ain't one of them. Look, no offense, but none of this does anything for me. I'm sorry, but I know for a fact you are not one of my baby's mamas. Now, how the hell do you think I'm the father of one of your kids?
I'm your son's teacher.
And with so many ultra-liberal women threatening not to have sex with anyone who voted for Trump, Lionsgate is looking to capitalize on the opportunity with their new movie, The Unfuckables. So you know I'll be watching, and I'll keep you updated with any new information. Congratulations to all the graduates in the class of 2025. I wish you nothing but the best in your future endeavors. No matter how hard things get, always remember that what you do is very important. This generation is all about Netflix and chill, but I remember when it used to be about movies and middle fingers. In a world where Big Pharma has a drug for everything and a cure for nothing, don't be afraid to take advice from people wiser than yourself.
This week there was a video on board a plane that showed the First Lady of France slapping her husband, Emmanuel Macron. Do you have any world leader to world leader marital advice?
Make sure the door remains closed.
And never stop dancing. And if you have a couple more minutes, you may also like this video right here. How are shares of the XRP Treasury selling for over $6? Until the next time, be safe.